It's the second coming they won't televise, with checkpoints, drones, and tear gas skies. He'd love to have peace, wishes peace was at hand. But if you have peace, you can't steal the land. You're now watching the Palestinian Jesus Show. And here's PJ.
And boy, do we have a surprise for you today, boys and girls. A brand new episode of the Stooges in Gaza called We Are Plumbers Without Borders. Enjoy.
Right, ya knuckleheads.
This pipeline's been dry since the blockade. If we fix it, we're heroes. What if we just pretend we fixed it? They're so dehydrated, maybe they'll imagine water. You'll imagine my fist in your kisser. Book! Mo slaps Larry, then Curly opens a lunchbox. Lunch break. I'm withering like a raisin in the sun. Yuck, yuck! No lunch till we bring water to the people.
What's the hurry? These folks haven't had water in 2 years. They're used to it.
We are plumbers without borders, not Lunchables without ethics.
Well, go.
Hi, this is Adam, and the following is a paid political announcement.
Hello, my name is Julius Geyser. With these sunglasses, I'm often confused with George Clooney. Today, I'm announcing my candidacy for the United States Senate. For the great state of Iowa, I'll be seeking the office of Chuck Grassley, another mummified relic in this race. I'll be challenging him in the coming primary, if of course he is still with us. I firmly believe that the state of Iowa does need and deserves a fresh corpse in Washington. I will bring to the state fresh embalmed leadership, integrity, and absolutely no memory of January 6th. In an era where many people feel the Senate has become a gerontocracy, I believe I'll fit right in. I promise I will bring Mr. Grassley's fossilized grip on power, which rivals the limestone of ancient Pompeii, even before the volcano, to an end. It's possible I may not be the change you wanted, but after the last presidential election, feel I'm the curse you deserve. So I hope you will join me as I bring my classical values to your modern societal decay. Gratias, Agotibi.
Hello, my name is Monty Schwarz. You don't know me yet, but I'm a friend of Solomon's. Like him, I want to be a comedian. Now, my real name is Marvin, but Saul told me that sounded way too Jewish, so I went with Monty instead. Now, Saul has this thing for Caitlyn Clark. He's in love. He just can't shut up about her. And I'll admit, she's pretty hot. But anyway, he had this brilliant idea to meet her. Caitlyn has her own front row seat for Pacer games. He thought he would buy the seat next to her for the final Pacer game of the year. When he found out the seat would set him back $25,000, he decided he needed a plan B. So, anyway, plan B involved me. He thought maybe Caitlyn would be more agreeable to going out with him if it was a double date, so he suggested Sophie Cunningham for me. Now, neither one of us is that athletic, but he remembered for a brief time in high school I was on the wrestling team. He said that might come in handy because Sophie could get a little physical at times. I guess he thought my wrestling background in high school might come in handy during our double date. Now, some have asked why anyone who looks like me would think they could do well as a wrestler. My answer is always the same. Randy Macho Man Savage, the Executioner, Mr. Madness, the Spider. I was a big fan of the WWF, and he was the only Jewish dude in pro wrestling. I adored him. Anyway, all that got me interested in wrestling. I was in the 140-pound weight class. Unfortunately, I got kicked off the team after about 6 weeks for doing a pile driver on a kid in the 95-pound weight class during practice. I don't know why they got so shitty about it. Turned out the kid didn't have a spinal cord injury after all. But anyway, back to the double date. Nothing against Sophie, but if I'm doing this, it's going to be with Aaliyah Boston, 'cause she's badass and beautiful. Going to have to let Saul know.
I am the Queen of Sheba. Yes, that's Sheba. Keeper of ancient riddles, breaker of kings, and now, apparently, your new film critic here at the Palestinian Jesus Show. I'll be offering royal reviews of the world's most questionable movies, especially the ones that dare to rewrite history. If Hollywood won't tell the truth, then I most certainly will. With style. But tonight, I'm not here to judge. No. I'm here to celebrate. Joining us from the celestial lounge above is an old friend of mine, a woman whose charm has caused more headlines than hurricanes. She's fierce, she's fearless, and she's finally found redemption. In a tune that'll tear your heart in two. My dears, give your ears to heaven and your hearts to the music. Here she is, my sister in scandal and song, Delilah, performing her new hit tune from the Palestinian Jesus Show, simply called Delilah.
The king, he was a mighty man, fairly did rule his land. No man would ever raise their sword, just bow their heads and say, my lord. But in all his great majesty, was destined to so lonely be, protect his laws, and no time spare for dreams or love or maiden fair. Delilah was her name. Delilah, words just can't describe. A delight of flame. She danced into his court one day and stole his stone cold heart away. The court grew cold, the whisper stirred. They say she weaves with devil's words. She's cast a spell upon our Lord. His heart's been pierced without a sword. But he, the king, could not be swayed. For every night she softly played a tune upon her silver lyre that lit his soul like holy fire. Oh, mercy, mercy, gods above, what tyrant dares to outlaw love? Yet love, it proved a cruel disguise, for truth lay hidden in her eyes. She spoke of lands beyond the seas, of freedom, storms, and fallen leaves. No throne shall keep me bound or chained. I ride the wind, not wear a name. Delilah, words just can't describe. Lila, sunlight in the night. Delilah, heaven's sweetest cry. She gave him love, then vanished from his sight.
And now, all the way from the Old Testament, our newest cast member, Moshe, has some questions for PJ.
My dear Palestinian Jesus, sometimes I wonder, if your dad had sent you here a couple thousand years later, what the world would be like today. Would the white Eastern European pretenders and identity thieves now colonizing and occupying Palestine be here? Would you be healing the Palestinian children with bones broken by sadistic IDF soldiers? Could you pull enough fish from your basket to feed all the starving people in Gaza whose supplies were cut off by these racist monsters? Would your father find someone like Joshua to tear down all of the apartheid walls throughout Palestine so our people could return to their homes? Could you possibly find enough miracles to resurrect the hundreds of thousands slaughtered by these wicked souls? And in the end, would your father allow you to be target assassinated by Israel for our sins? Would little Catholic girls and boys in the future be wearing necklaces with miniature Apache attack helicopters, the weapon used to murder you? Would that become the symbol of your sacrifice and our salvation? And would you ascend from the hamburger left of you into the heavens, the champion of the Palestinian people and the rest of all humanity forever? These are all questions I keep asking and wondering about. But if any of the rest of you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. And God, please bless these unfortunate Palestinians, every one of their souls.
Hi everyone, Eve again. First woman, first bad date. So when PJ told me he'd signed up for Jdate in the West Bank to learn more about the settlers in Gaza, I said, honey, that's not field research, that's trauma bonding. Let's just say it didn't end in paradise, but don't worry, he brought back some insights, a bruised ego, and a renewed respect for celibacy.
Upon my return to the West Bank, I'm struck by the profound changes in this land. The women I encounter here, particularly the settlers, seem so different from the women of my time. In my quest to understand, I turned to Jdate, hoping to bridge the divide and learn more about their lives. However, what I found was deeply troubling. The racism I encountered was not just subtle, it was overt and pervasive. Many of the women I spoke to expressed views that dehumanized Palestinians, seeing us as lesser beings, as threats, or as unworthy of the same rights and dignity they claim for themselves. They spoke of security and protection, but their words often masked a deep-seated prejudice that denies the humanity of my people. It is heartbreaking to see how fear and misunderstanding have been weaponized to justify such attitudes. In my teachings, I spoke of love, compassion, and the inherent worth of every individual. Yet here, I find a narrative that seeks to erase the identity and history of an entire people. The women I met seemed to view Palestinians as a monolithic entity, ignoring the rich diversity of our culture, our struggles, and our aspirations. They spoke of us as if we were all the same, reducing us to stereotypes that serve to justify their own privilege and power. And, I must ask, how can there be peace when one group denies the humanity of another? How can there be understanding when dialogue is replaced with disdain? In my time, I challenged the Pharisees and the Sadducees for their hypocrisy and their failure to see the divine in every person. Today, I must challenge these attitudes that perpetuate division and injustice. Let us not forget that we are all children of the same Creator. Whether Palestinian or Israeli, we share this land, and our fates are intertwined. True peace can only come when we recognize our shared humanity and work together to build a future where all can thrive. The racism must end. To those who harbor such prejudices, I say, look beyond the walls you have built, both physical and mental. See the faces of your neighbors and recognize the divine spark within them. Only then can we begin to heal the wounds of this land and move toward a future of justice and reconciliation.
That was quite enlightening, PJ. and thank you for your service. That must have taken a great deal of courage. And don't forget to like and subscribe here at PJS, and join the Palestinian Jesus Show musical revolution wherever digital music is sold or streamed. Oh, and Eve, what did you mean about the first bad date? What first bad date? Was someone else in the garden? Eve, where the heck are you? See you next week, folks. Eve. Eve.